Hi, this is the Bankrupt CPA, and it is April 1st, 2026. I do believe that President Trump is planning on addressing the nation a couple hours from now. I've been hearing lots about the most recent, balance sheet for the United States government with a deficit of trillions of dollars, not including, you know, uh, you know, liabilities for future benefits such as Social Security and such, not included in that number. And that's not a surprise. Our government has been running huge deficits for decades. But one thing that has changed with the current war in Iran is the reason we've been able to run huge deficits for decades is because the US dollar has been the world currency. And one major portion of that world currency status is the petrodollar, which means pretty much all petroleum transactions out of the Middle East are transacted in the US dollar. So there is a huge need all around the world for US dollars in order to do their petroleum purchases from the Middle East. And with Iran only allowing petroleum shipments out of the Strait of Hormuz that are transacted in Chinese yuan, and President Trump isolating us from our prior allies, are the world's need for holding US dollars and the world's appetite for holding US dollars, I can only see decreasing as long as current events linger on. And that is not going to help our country's financial situations. It's not going to help. Not only is it's not going to help our national economy, it's really going to impact our current economy, our personal economies, you could say. And I'm really concerned about the welfare in our nation going forward. I know personally, as I approach retirement, I am planning on leaving the country. I've been trying to encourage my children to immigrate, go to another country. The high school kids, I'm going, not that they listen to me. They picked to learn German in school, but I recommend Spanish. Learn Spanish and then look into areas in Spanish-speaking countries in Latin America. There are colleges in every country, and they are most likely much cheaper tuition-wise of what they're going to charge you in the United States if you want to be a college-bound student. I would also I'm not really personally. I worry a little bit about Europe. Europe has its challenges, but I know I've looked into France. If you wanted to study French in high school and then apply to schools in France, I believe, if I remember correctly, actually has expedited citizenship opportunities if you attend college in France. So there are opportunities to attend school, to get an education if you are in high school or otherwise, college bound outside the United States. If you have a profession, look up. There are countries that are accepting immigrants who have experience in different professions, and may help you immigrate to those countries if you have experience or a professional degrees in other professions. Find a international employer who will let you work remotely or has offices in other countries that you would like to work in. Find a remote job that will let you work outside the United States, or get a side hustle, start a YouTube channel. There are plenty of places around the world where you could supplement, you could probably live fairly comfortably on way less than you would in the United States. There are options out there. I like I said, my grown son, my son's wife is a nurse. I have been sending them in. Canada is desperately seeking healthcare providers and nurses, and every time I see an ad from Canada, looking for healthcare workers to immigrate to Canada, I take a picture of it, or I share it to my daughter-in-law. And again, I counsel my high school child to, take that foreign language. Let's look at schools. There are lots of schools even outside the country that will teach some classes in English. I know, I can't remember her handle, but there's a gal who has a lot of Thai content, who got her master's in Thailand and learned Thai. There are opportunities out there outside the United States. You are not tied to the United States. And the United States is going to become even more isolated, not only culturally, but politically, as long as current events continue on as they are, and we do not have a turnaround. There's part of me that hopes to have a turnaround, but I do not think the opportunities for our children are available in the United States like they were when I was younger, or even when I was younger. And it makes me really sad. So take care out there. There are options, but do your best to, at this time, save as much as you can, pay down debt as much as you can, and look for opportunities that will make it better for you and your children. Thanks. Like and subscribe. I guess that's what all the YouTubers say. So thanks, and I'll talk to you again soon.